together and decided that we were going to work on revitalization of this river in Oneyville. People basically were surprised, shocked, and told us that we were crazy in gentle terms. We interviewed residents from the neighborhood who said nothing good ever happens in Oneyville and anything you do will be destroyed. And we interviewed officials who said anything you do in the neighborhood is going to be destroyed. So we had a consensus that this was going to be a very difficult task. Not that anybody didn't want us to try. The way we started was to try to get as much support and get as many different people involved as possible. And when we told people we were working on a project in Oneyville, they would just sort of roll their eyes. And then we would say, come out and look. And we would bring them out, for instance, to this park, which was totally abandoned. The neighborhood abandoned it. No one used it. And we walked along the river and we walked near the dam, and people suddenly realized in the middle of the most distressed neighborhood in Providence, you had the feeling of walking in the woods in Vermont. They realized that there was potential. And so we were given the go-ahead to try with the really strong assurances that nobody was going to fund it. This park was basically abandoned. There was very little equipment in the park, nothing was maintained, and the neighborhood didn't use the park. It was sort of seen as no man's land, it was gang territory, it was places where illegal activities took place. We had one of our first cleanups along the river in the park, and we pulled out 150 shopping carts and 3 tons of tires. I have to tell you a story. One of the first things we did was we had a river festival, and we were on a street in Oneyville Square where there was easy access to the river. And we decided to have a Greenway festival. A lot of people were helping us out. And the day before the festival, we went along the river and we cut down all the knotweed. And Joe Bear from Paddle Providence arrived with his canoes. And people from the neighborhood came to the festival and they saw the canoes and they looked at us and said, "Where did you get the river?"
Hi, this is Senator Jack Reed. I'm sorry I can't be there in person to celebrate this tremendous milestone, but I'm glad to join you virtually to wish you a very happy 25th anniversary. Over more than 2 decades, the Woonasquatucket River Watershed Council has made a huge difference throughout our communities, making our waters and environment cleaner and bringing our neighbors closer together. In its earliest days, intrepid volunteers and visionaries, including Jane Sherman and Fred Lippitt, set out to bring the river and the watershed back to life. Through decades of perseverance, hard work, collaboration, and grit, the Watershed Council has done just that and restored 75 acres along the river as green and public space that can be enjoyed by all. I'm grateful for your work, and I am proud to support your efforts in the United States Senate. I can't wait to be with you again soon, joining the River Rangers and WRWC's dedicated team along the Greenway to celebrate your progress and look ahead to the future. Thank you again for all that you do, and keep up the great work. Here's to 25 more years. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Sheldon Whitehouse here. Happy to bring you congratulations on the 25th anniversary of the Woonasquatucket River Watershed Council. You guys have done great work for a long time. My personal memory is of Jane Sherman calling me back when I was U.S. Attorney and asking me to walk the Woonasquatucket River with her to show what she wanted to protect. The night before our walk, it snowed 6 or 8 inches. So I called her up and said, "You still want to go?" She said, "Of course I want to go." And so out we went. We wore boots because the snow was high, but I still remember that beautiful, snowy, quiet morning walking through the fresh fallen snow. And since then, you have just done wonderful work. I totally believe in you, which is why I fought over and over again to get $8 million in earmarks to support your work. So I'll keep helping you if you keep doing the wonderful things that you're doing. Happy 25th.